Happy New Year, everybody. Or Happy New Year, Happy New Year's Eve, uh, and all that good stuff. I hope everybody's enjoying a good holiday. Stay safe, and thank you for your support. You keep my subs go up. I really appreciate that, my good people. And we'll just keep riding into 2024 and just see where we end up, see where we land. Just keep doing it. I'm pumping them out. God willing, I'm just going to keep pumping these out. Got a lot more stories, mob stories. I'm going to do them. I'll do them. F it. I'll keep slurping and everything else. So, good morning, Tommy. Tommy Stiggs, Social Club. Good morning. Happy New Year, everything else. Appreciate it. So, been a crazy year. Been censored a lot of times. Been threatened by certain factions. It don't bother me at 60 years old. There's Railbirds and Mike Francis, Sammy the Bull Gravano. They're hiding out in holes. I walk the street. I go wherever I want. So, it's a soap opera, folks. All this mob stuff and everything else. It's just a soap opera. It's like a bedtime story. You want to hear a story? You get the baby, you give the baby a bottle, you burp it, and you put it to sleep, and you read it. You read the kid a nursery rhyme. That's all this is. Who's lying? Who's telling the truth? Who's a rat? Who's not a rat? Here a rat, there a rat, everywhere a rat, rat. Come on, folks. You love it. It's like years ago they had the soap operas, General Hospital, One Life to Live. It's a soap. Tune in next week to see how Joey Merlino responds to Mike Francis's response. We love dirty laundry. We love it. We want to see somebody's face get kicked in. We want to. Is that the nature of? Is that our nature? Is that our innate nature? That like when a fight would start in the schoolyard, that all the kids would watch. Here comes all the kids running. Yeah. We're a crazy race of beings. But I'm thankful for the support. Thank you, Tommy, for coming here from the Social Club, Tommy Stiggs Social Club. I heard some things about you too, Tommy. What is there's haters everywhere. There's haters, Them suckers, they go to work 9 to 5 for 40 years, slave to a boss, and then they're 70, they retire, and then they die. God bless them. God bless them all. God bless them all. You work your whole life just to give the government 40% of your sweat. These people. And when it comes to rats, I've done a lot of stuff, and I saw the families crying, the children crying in the prison parking lots, and the rat game, and then people take allegiance and loyalty to one side or the other. It's easy for people to sit back and say, well, I would have done this if I was him. I would have done this if I was him. You wouldn't have done nothing. You would have been in the corner shaking like a leaf, these people out here that are armchair quarterbacks. There was a different regime of gangsters in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. There was a different mentality, a different thinking about the mob. But then that rodent, Giuliani, came out with the RICO, that rodent that he is. He came out and screwed his own race, Italians. An Italian came out and targeted the Italians. And that changed the landscape of ratting. If you just talk to somebody or something and said the wrong things, then, well, that's conspiracy to do this or that, and then they're just handing out 20-year sentences. And then you see the families mourning, and where's their husband? Where's their child? Where's their brother? Where's their daddy? Well, he's in jail. And then so now it's like These guys got to rat before somebody rats on them first. You got to beat them to the punch. So crazy year, about all the rats. And I'll say it again, Mike, you know, I, I'm bipolar when it comes to Mike Francis because I know where he was at times where he says on his show, "I'm still alive, Mike." I know where he was during those times where he paints these polished pictures. Once upon a time, oh, give me some red paint. We'll make a mural. Once upon, he paints these pictures, but he's a hustler. He's a hustler. He's an accountant. That's Mike. He's a hustler. He's an accountant. And he stays in that fortress. God bless him. He's a good storyteller. He's got a big production team. I got a crooked lamp, suspect lighting, no editors. I do it. I enjoy it. Because I got natural skills. Natural educated smarts, school smarts, street smarts. I'm a natural. And you could put me in the woods with any of them guys. I'd be the first one to come out. He's still hustling. Tommy, my good man. God bless you and Happy New Year to you and your family. I got a fresh bouquet rosé from the southern France grapes of Italy, and he's standing there with that Chaz Palminteri holding his wine like a femme, and he's selling this wine with garbage pail grapes from California's droughted seasons, and he said, I handpicked them from all over the world. Listen, boys and girls, now listen. Get your credit cards out. He's with a make-believe mobster, Chaz Palminteri, and he's a make-believe boss, self-proclaimed boss. I showed an old-timer, a hardcore old-timer that's like 78. I showed him, he was laughing. He was laughing about Mike Francis. He was laughing. That's the soap opera. That's the soap opera we got. I'm participating in the soap opera, so I'm guilty as charged too. I admit it. That's all right. We ride, Yeah. He was he was telling these stories, Tommy, before that cruise to Cuba. And he's going, yeah, then me and yeah, Chaz Clown. Disgraziata. Tommy knows. Disgraziata. He's telling a story. Me and the crew. Then we went to the bar, and then we all ordered a drink. Oh, by the way, speaking of the drinks, buy my wine and blah 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 blah. And then the guy lit a cigarette at the club, and then well, that reminds me, buy these cigars. And he was segueing into all this selling through these stories. I was actually embarrassed for the guy. I was embarrassed for him. And I have so many mixed emotions, and I know what it is. It's a soap opera, so I shouldn't hate over it. I shouldn't hate because I try to promote love and compassion on my channel also, and goodwill for the underdog. I try to demonstrate that stuff, I don't even know. I don't know if the Chaz hosts a Nemo Calamandria. So I try to demonstrate that, but boy, I mean, it's like, who cares really? But okay, who's a rat or not, whatever, who cares? But then he's just selling, and he does talk like that. His delivery and his posture when he's talking and doing his shows, he's talking like his fans are like a little they're a little stupid. He's, Yeah, Tommy says, and now Chad is supposed to be a neighborhood type of guy with street principals teams up with a rap. These guys, if they were both in a room with real killers, you need to put a diaper on them. Yeah. Mikey Scars, hey, happy New Year, bro. RJ too, hey RJ. Thank you, my good people. I always try to put a good word in for you and that type of stuff. I'm a small channel, and I just no big production, but I try to show other sides of this. And when Mob Tube soap opera, Mikey, when they show this is just so much. Hey, Mikey's giving you a shout, Tommy. It's so easy, Mikey, for folks to perceive and view and judge you and other people, maybe Tommy too. It's so easy for people to sit back, and it's just like what you're sitting at the movie theater and you're watching and you're just critiquing a movie. It's not a movie. These are real people with real families, real things going on. How would a regular Joe Blow in society react under these stresses and pressures? Well, well, whatever. You got to survive. You got to survive. I mean, that's all. You got to survive. I like to give a little more emotional side of things, a more psychological, cerebral approach on things. And my godfather did work down there, and later on in life, he was one of the toughest guys, and then the nightmares would come to him and everything, and uh, we all are fans. You know, there's loyal people that like Mike and Sammy and John A. Light, and but if you guys like them guys, look at Mikey. He was right in the middle of it. And if you have immunity and everything, you still got to be careful. I don't know, but I bet you there's stories that you'll never hear on YouTube that these guys know. I bet you there's stories you'll never hear. I can't tell story. I can't tell just by third person or second person out there or whatever, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it to try to get 6 subscribers more or 50 more views at the scale this little platform is on. But I like it, and I try to do other things. I just did that P Diddy video, and and I want my viewers to understand that when you hear the FBI and these district attorneys, and when it's the government, law enforcement, and everything in pertaining to those matters, there's a level of power that's delegated to that body of government. But then when most of the people don't know is there's another higher level than that runs parallel to the FBI and the DAs and all that. There's another power group that we're not going to get into conspiracy theories and everything else, because that's going to be a turnoff to people. Oh, he's just a conspiracy theory. No, I'm a thinker and I'm a researcher, and I know and knew people that were rolling in that arena. So there's a lot more than that, but it's New Year's Eve, and we're not going to unpack all that craziness because it's too much energy, and we just want to have a little fun. So, Mike Francis, if you ever watch this, Happy New Year to you. I'm not going to buy any of that wine. I'm not going to buy them cigars. if I mean, leave it alone for a little while. You didn't make enough. You didn't make enough. And why do you keep saying you were a boss in your videos, Mike? You're never a boss. Why are you doing that? You go up there with that Mama Luke, Chaz Palminteri, and your salad wine. You're a disgrace to the Colombo family. Straight up disgrace to the Colombo family. And Chris Colombo, you'll never watch this. Chris, good guy, well-natured guy, but everything to everything to Mike Francis is a sit down. Hey, let's go have a cup of coffee. It's a sit down. Everything's a sit down. Get over it. It's Chris is sitting there, Tommy, Mikey Scars, and everything else. And like the Persicos and all that hierarchy and Langello and Lang, all these names, they're in prison, and Chris Colombo knows this. Back in that era, did he say behind the scenes, Mike? Not for nothing, but why you putting you're the mob boss in your thumbnails? Why you're disgracing the Colombo family? Why are you putting that in the thumbnails? Mafia boss. The boss of what? Come on, Mike. I know it's a soap opera. But for those kinds of respect or disrespect, which is so, I mean, whether you're in the mob or not, Italians, respect is key. It should be key in a lot of things, just in life in general. Respect, if you anything as a human being. Respect for how you carry yourself, respect for how you deal with people, respect for what you say or not. But you put that in your thumbnails, the people that are laying in their graves, the real bosses that are laying in their graves. Some did life in prison. Some met an untimely death. So you got the luxury. You can rock and roll with all your other bull crap and everything else. Ain't that it's something that's just left a little sacred, Mikey and Tommy? Isn't there something that's just left a little sacred than to make yourself the self-proclaimed mob boss on MobTube, YouTube? And you interview with the Colombo's kid, which is a good-natured guy, Chris Colombo. Can't pick a winner on football, but he's still a good guy. And Mikey, RJ, man, he's a good sidekick. RJ, he's good. He asks questions that people want to know. Very in tune with this medium. Very, very, very in tune with it. I get on here, I ramble on, but I'm not a pushover. I could care. Carmela Falco from the Sopranos. Good morning, Happy New Year. I got some VIPs in here for a small channel, ladies and gentlemen. How do you like that? I love everybody. I get a little bipolar. But, and maybe I seem foolish sometimes. Well, that guy's a liar. He's a rat, blah, 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 Joey Big Time, you're back, Joey Big Time. Nick, everybody that's popping up like weeds. No, they're beautiful, not weeds. I shouldn't say that about these good people. You're popping up like beautiful roses. So that's all there is to it. It's easy to call people rats, but the destruction and the collateral damage is. I never wanted to be made. I was going to go to New York. I was from Brooklyn. I was going to go back. And then my godfather, who did work for the Colombos, he did work for some other families. And there was a mixed emotions about things because my godfather knew things that I didn't know. And he wanted me to get removed from that crew, so to speak. And kind of protect me. But I was more of a hothead back then, and I wasn't made. And thank you, Carmela. Everyone stay safe and be smart tonight, the good woman says. And I just was like, nah, I'm just gonna go on. I had business degree, I had college degrees. I was like, nah, that's a wrap. I was a hustler. I always had my hand out. If I was gonna go run an errand or do something, I just had got my hand out. Let me grab this. Seemed like easy money, easy money. But then you start running around, you feel like you're getting an ulcer because you're going to bed thinking, well, I wonder about this, I wonder about that. And I was like, I'm not a tough guy like that. You know? Joey Merlino's taking over all YouTube channels, all mob channels. Joey Merlino's taking over. That was got nobody tread on Mike Francis turf when he put up the FBI proffers and all that, whatever. Did anybody ever see Mike Francis that mad on a video? Did anybody ever see Mike Francis that mad? Because Mike Francis does never, Mike, like I say, informing, you're an informant, then you get the label rat. Wow, it's so crushing. Oh gosh, it's so penetrating. Rat, informant is a nice cleaner name. Well, he was an informant for the FBI, or he was a rat for the FBI, So Mike Francis could never does not want his viewers to know one inkling about him cooperating with the FBI. If you're in a room on a government building and you're in a room and you're communicating certain things about certain people and you're in that arena, you're in that environment, then you're a rat. That's all. I'm not going to try to disgrace the rats or people that cooperated or informed, because that's their life. That's their survival. That's their survival. I know the stress, and I was nobody because I made a couple mistakes and I was in jeopardy. I know that. I wrote a book, They Dead Missed, for the new people. It's all in there. It should be a movie. So that's I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, Mike, okay. It's unscripted, uncensored, folks. But so he says, I'll tell you something, folks. Even about Sammy the Bull Gravano, when you see and the Joe Public gets certain information disseminated into them, so we're all watching, and we've been spoon-fed certain facts or knowledge about these characters, and that's the only schema or thinking we could base our beliefs and truths and judgments on. But Mike Francis, he comes out like that. Well, I would say allegedly. Now everybody for I have to say allegedly. I have to use that more on my channel, even if I think I saw it with my own eyes. I have to say allegedly. If I was right there, I gotta say allegedly, because somebody told me I gotta say that. But he was talking to the FBI long before that. When you only see it was documented, and the Truth of Information Act and everything, the Freedom of Information Act and everything came out, and then the viewers say, well, wow, holy cow, we caught a big break. The Freedom of Information Act, we could go right in there, get the real juice, and then we'll know the truth. And it's case closed, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Not even that. Even those proffers are corrupted. Half of it's 95% blacked out. Hey, I got hearts coming up through here. My heart back to whoever's heart is there. Heart to heart, remember? Thank you, my good people. So uh so not even that. So at the end of the day, if you're an investigative channel and you want to go get facts, and where's the most concrete information you can get? Thank you, Carmela. My heart back. Don't make me cry here. I'm supposed to be talking about gangsters. So, not even there you can get the most concrete information. It's manipulated, and there's powers to be that you got to remember that uh, they can't they can't compromise. See, in a lot of the proffers, and you could go back and look at an investigation. Well, they had informants that were involved in those investigations that were running side by side. They were running parallel. So you can't just be like, oh, well, this is the end all of the information, because Mike Francis said that Proffer didn't say anything when Joey Merlino put it on his channel. So Mike Francis discredited it like, well, I didn't really say much. Well, you're in a government building rubbing elbows, and believe me, he had the money, and allegedly, Mr. Brossman, hey man, good to see you back. Thank you. Churchgoers today, God bless you all. The good people that help an old man out. I get lonely. I want some company here, and I'm not a tough guy. I want to spread love and compassion. Now back to the show. So you see, Mike says, "Well, I didn't that with Norby Walters, everything else." What you good people don't know is that there was information that might have been communicated allegedly in the stuff that wasn't blacked out. And believe me, they didn't present the whole proffer. You could hang your head on that. You could bet your bottom dollar on that. So there could have been other communication between him and them feds that led. He could have pointed them in this direction and says, well, just go look over there and see what you find, Mr. Fed. And then could be some future indictments. See, they think they're cute. Dapper the Rapper, hey, good to see you. They think they're cute, that like you viewers and stuff aren't thinking people, and you can't peel the layers back, which I always use that term. Peel the layers back. See what these motives are. It's a chess game. So who knows about what is really in a lot of that stuff, where you don't have to just say so and so did this or that, but you could say you might want to go over here and look at this and then see what you can uncover, and maybe can you take 10 years off my sentence, please? Mr. Mario Mendez, one of my first subscribers. Happy New Year, buddy. Stay safe, folks. If you get depressed and everything, don't lead to the substances. Okay, life gets tough. The world is a vampire. It wants blood sometimes, but we're good, strong thinkers. Don't give up. This is supposed to be the ending of my show, but it's not when I start talking like that. But Mike Francis, you put his name in the thumbnail. I piggyback his name and I get views. I do it myself. I don't care. It's a rodeo out there. The hell do I give a shit? What am I gonna? He's gonna get mad or whatever? No. So you see all this information, and at the end of the day, how do you truly, really know what the facts are? Yeah. Carmela says a clown rodeo. It's a rodeo. I want to go to a rodeo. Well, I've been to a few. So and it just makes good conversation, I guess. Good conversation. and then I interact with the people here. At least I talk to my people, Mike. At least I talk to them. I'm not hiding. I talk to them. Now listen, I got some wine for sale. Now listen, you want to go on a cruise for $10,000, folks? So you can chase me around like little giddy teenage schoolgirls? It's all a hustle. It's just all a hustle. I try to sell my book, one of the best books ever written. I'm a great author. I'm confident. Everybody should be confident. You know, depression is crazy during the holidays. I miss my family. Nobody's around anymore. I miss, even the guys from 35 years ago. They all, however, they met their deaths. That was fun times. You get older, you reminisce, you get a little melancholy, nostalgic, and it's like that was fun, happy times. And the gangsters wasn't always. I'm trying to tell a story here, Carmela. Carmela says, "Now listen, buy those wine. We can use it to." Oh my gosh! Did you see that video? We're gonna address this right now, Carmela Falco, because this Mike Francis is what he is, but this takes the cake. This is the clincher. Carmela, thank you for your input because I can carry on and carry the show on. Mike says we use the wine, to calm down the wise guys. He insults his viewers that bad. Hey, Vito and Gino, get over here. What happened over there in the streets? Somebody got hit over on 48th and everything. Hey, somebody get me a Grand Cabernet from 1957 to calm me down. Do you want a rosé or what, Jackie? We need to calm down. Somebody get us some wine over here. Somebody got hit over here. We're going to have to figure this out, you guys. Let's get some wine going here. Mike Francis, you got the insanity to say that you. Now, Italians at their families, old school Italians, there'd be a bottle of wine on the table or whatever. Some traditional had during, even for dinner, there'd be wine or whatever. And if a kid wanted it or not, he'd give a little cup of wine for culture, part of the Italian culture, so to speak. But for this clown, because in lieu of trying to sell that piss water he's selling, in lieu of that, he tries to integrate that into his sit downs. Everything's a sit down. And now these sit downs, they used wine to calm these psychopathic killers down. Yeah. My godfather did all kinds of work. I mean, Mike Francis makes these statements because all these people are dead now. Smart guy. Smart guy. And then all the people, well, what happened, Mike? There, you must not have gave enough wine out at the tables because it was a bloodbath. It was deadly wars. Geez, maybe your wine should have been out by then, Mike. Maybe your wine should have been out. There might not have been as many murders. So we used to drink to calm people down at the sit down. They were drinking Black Velvet, Royal Crown, rum. These men were drinking. These captains were drinking, and bosses, if they were drinking that at these things, they were drinking hard liquor or a Coke or a Pepsi. I'll tell you what they weren't drinking is wine. I can't believe he said that on that video. He's discrediting himself. He's an embarrassment to the Colombo family. He's an embarrassment to the mob. But he's a good businessman. And he's a chess player. And Uh, he don't care about the people that know the truth and are thinkers with common sense. He don't care about that because he's got his target market, which are knuckleheads, his demographic in business, his demographic. And hey, Michael McKee, hey, love your show, new subscriber. Michael McKee, thank you, folks. I mean, thank you, Michael, folks. I'm happy. I'm happy. Thank you, Eminem. Thank you. So Joey Merlino called him out, and he couldn't stand it. VO and Seven or Crown was the drink of choice back in the day from what my father drank. Joey big time knows. Yes. And it was customary that if somebody come in, they'd do a shot and a beer, something like that. A shot and a beer, or a glass of beer, you know. So, yeah, listen, Billy. After you're done buying my wine and the cruise, well, I'll tell you what, we needed that wine. So why don't you people buy this wine so when you're home, you won't get 7 and 7. I couldn't think of it. How'd you read my mind, Carmelo Falco? 7 and 7. That was the staple. See, I'm not just some Guido. I got a good vocabulary over here. I'm very well educated. 7 and 7 was the staple of the. I'm a little immature, but I like to have fun. And let me tell you something. You see all this stuff on these channels, mobsters, gangsters, violence, and all that kind of stuff. That was 10% of the time. You know, the other 90% of the time when you're hanging out, going to the track, gambling, doing this or that, was laughter. Laughter. Not all just monsters. Laughter. It could just be, you guys could be a crew. And it would just be laughter and fun and conversation and communication. But the only thing that's different is that there's just some other things on the side that would happen. They might be substantial, but it's like split personalities. That you're just two worlds. Two worlds. I was at a when the kids make the communion and confirmation, and there's a party in the back, and I saw a guy, Joey Big Time, Michael McKee, Carmella, I'll get back, Mario, Dapper the Rapper, Tommy Stig Social Club from New York, Mikey Scars come in, thank you, Mikey, and RJ, great show. Getting my New Year's off started real good, folks. My New Year's started is real good. Real good. I didn't even know I could do this. I didn't even know I could do this. I don't even know I could do this. I could type things. So, a lot of times. Oh, let's get back to the special occasion. So, the boss Sam would sit, and then more or less he'd say, "Stay close or wander off," because there was a lot of people, and he didn't want me interacting with some people or whatever. But so I'd say, well, I want to talk. You guys know I want to talk. Blah 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 blah. And so he says, I says, well, so we're sitting on the lawn in the backyard, and he's going, you see that guy with the white shirt? Stay away from him. Well, the guy with the suit jacket, it's okay. Just behave yourself, Joe. You know, talk sports. Talk sports. And see this guy over here? Stay far away from this guy. But it seemed like the guys that he pointed out to me that like he was more or less inferring that they might be dangerous, they looked like unsuspecting guys. And the guys that kind of looked tough, he said, yeah, go talk to him, shoot the breeze, because Sam don't want me over there bothering him because I get on his nerves. So get out there. And he says, one thing I'm going to tell you right now, Joe. There's a lot of pretty girls running around here. Don't you dare get in any of their faces. If one of them approach you, say ba 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 and keep moving, Joe. Keep moving. I said, I'm not gonna get in there and start trying to pick up uh whose daughters or whoever these people are. I'm not gonna do that. But he just said, make sure. So a lot of the guys that looked like they were crazy psychopaths, he was like, "Well, go ahead and talk, you know." But I did get approached by a couple because they would say, "Oh, are you Joe?" Blah blah blah, and everything. And some even knew my father from Brooklyn, but most of them knew my godfather from Brooklyn. And I'd say, "Yeah, you know," and they were all nice and respectful people. It was nice. The gatherings were nice. Those occasions, celebratory occasions. Celebratory. Is that a word? I think so. It was nice. I said some stressful times when I misbehaved, but I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I make it dramatic on here, but because I did make some mistakes and maybe I dramatized it because it was dramatic. But at the end of the day, I had a lot of fun. And even some of the guys I didn't get along with, they went away, they disappeared, but I still felt bad afterwards because they had families and somebody is mourning a death or visiting somebody in prison. So I feel so sorry for the mob wives and the children, you know, and the mothers of the gangsters. Feel so very, very sorry that, you know, I mean, it is what it is, and that's it. That's the life. And but yeah, it's like a soap opera. I appreciate all you guys coming in here. And um oh, next week, there was a lawyer, a mob lawyer, that actually helped somebody out close to me that wasn't mob related, but somebody needed some help, and he was well enough, classy guy, and Nunzi, Nunzi, God rest his soul, and his a friend of his that was also in uh, a lawyer in the legal field. Uh, they know a lot of stuff, and I'm going to talk to another guy and say, well, just let me know. And they know about the Colombo family. They know about Mike Francis. They know a lot of stuff. But he says, I will tell you person to person, but you can't really, you can't put certain things on social media because of sometimes there was things that went on and there was certain confidentiality things that had to be maintained. So, I mean, I could think like a lawyer and pretend to be a lawyer, but I really don't know the intricacies of stuff. And this is just a YouTube channel, so I'm not gonna oh, we all knew a Nunzi as kids. We knew a Nunzio, good guy, my friend. All the Nunzios, all the Nunzis were all good. Good. There was another one. I was driving to the racetrack when I didn't even have a license. He used to like to drink, and I was driving him to the racetrack when I was 15 years old. I didn't even have a license. Nunzi R. And Danny, the Descendants, you know who? I think you watched this. I saw you at the track. You know, the name of the book is They Dead Missed. It's a memoir. They Dead Missed. That's me as a little kid. A memoir. Divine intervention many times in my life. Angels, demons, mafia, drug addiction, and I made it. I made it. So, any of you good people, check out my writing skills. Am I a literary? This is my best literary achievement. Got 5 stars in Europe. Didn't sell any books, but the critic in Europe gave it 4.5. I believe I'm lying. Yeah. Joey, I went to Aqueduct in Belmont Park with my father back in the day. Yeah, they. No, I can't tell that story. I can't talk. I can't talk. Uh, yeah, I went back. I went there a couple times for certain reasons. Uh, nothing violent, but more financial kind of operation. Uh, you guys could figure that out or whatever. But that's that. Where are we going next, folks? Read the book, buy the book. I'm eating bologna sandwiches. I'd like a little filet mignon once in a while. I'm not one of these rich gangsters that got money buried all over the place and everything else. Look at my lighting. I do it because I'm my own man and I enjoy talking to these good people. And I tell you what, uh, and I'm still alive, and I would have liked to have been a bug on the wall. Mike Francis would say, I don't remember. I don't know him. I don't know him or whatever. Mike Francis would say, I know, but I'm still alive. I'm 60 years old. I'm still alive. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, whatever powers and force. But, and it's kind of petty also. Yeah. Yeah. I knew a lot of millionaires, rich people. All they do is cry and talk crap about all this stuff. They don't have enough. And then the people with less money, people that have less are more charitable. Why is that? Why is that? Is that human nature? Is that based on some psychological precept that you could base that on? Well, I'm a hoarder. I want to hoard money, keep hoarding money. You know, like Pink Floyd, stay away from my stash. I don't know. Human nature. I got degrees in psychology and human behavior and addiction counseling and marketing management and organizational behavior. Speak with confidence. I've covered the whole curriculum of stuff. Just knowledge. I gained all this knowledge. Well, where's my mansion and my Rolls Royce? I gained all this knowledge, but I've been happy and blessed all the way. Give me that and let me be alive. Let me be alive and have what I have. Yeah. Let me be alive and have what I have. Thank you, universe. I'm happy for what I have. I'm not pissed off for what I don't have. And I have a beautiful daughter that still says, I love you, daddy. I'm the richest man in the world. But some book sales would come in handy right about now. Now listen, well, I ain't selling any wine and I'm not selling any cruises. I'm selling something that is good entertainment. And it's got some spirituality in there too. Because I was on the other side and I came back. They said, get out of here. You got to go back and do that over and try to spread a good word, Joe. So, ta-da. Here I am. Having fun and laughing. And our topic is mobsters and gangsters. Fascinating subject. And that we just continue on. Just keep gassing the car and keep driving along and see what happens next. But and the saga between Joey Merlino. Oh, that's what I was talking about before. And Joey Merlino, said something about. So Mike gets pissed off. Oh, don't talk about my family. Well, geez, Mike, you self-proclaimed mob boss. We're talking about 16 hits or 9 hits or whatever. What about the families that were mourning a dead person? Now you got scruples enough to tell Joey Merlino, don't talk about family. What about you self-proclaimed that people were killed? What about their families? Don't be a clown like that, Mike. Don't be a clown like that. Somebody talking smack about your family or whatever. What about the family members of the people that got hit? That's not sacred That's not too sacred land to tread upon. That's fine when you're getting millions of views. That's fine to use in your stories. But God forbid Joey Merlino say something and you're getting pissed off about him talking about your family. Double standard because you got everybody hoodwinked. I think that might be the first time I ever used the word hoodwinked, but it feels appropriate to use it in this sentence. You got everybody hoodwinked with your bull crap. And Joey Merlino sounds and has the demeanor of a real wise guy, a real gangster. That bamboozled. I tell you, Carmela, you psychic or something, because I was trying to think of that other word too. Are you psychic? Are you running laps inside of my mind, Carmela? Something's. Are we on the Matrix and telepathic signals are going back and forth? That's another video. Joey Merlino did a lot of time, and Mike Francis took offense, and you're funny. Now where was I? Now listen, I got a great Cabernet, or whatever it is. Some garbage grapes from Southern California. Mike made a comment about it. That I heard. I've been a single father of 13. Michael McKee says, see how I read it first to make sure it's positive before it's a troller? But Michael McKee's not a troller. He's a new guy. The comment about your daughter was the best thing I've heard in a while. I've been a single father of a 13-year-old boy since he was 11 months, so I respected him. My comment, my son, mother. Stay strong. That's the real stuff that's going on in the world. We talk about mob stuff and everything like that. And I refer to my stuff, but people have lives, and they're in certain situations and stressors and depression and everything. And you're under a lot of pressure. People are under a lot of pressure, parenting and everything else, and stay strong. I know you got the chops to do it, Mike. Stay strong. And you'll get over those obstacles. You can jump those high hurdles. And the world is a vampire. We know that already. So stay strong. Stay strong. Yeah. Blessings of the world to Michael McKee and his family, and rise them up, as well as everybody else. The name of the book. See, no, I didn't force it on you folks. I got a good guy here. It's called They Dead Missed. Silly title. They Dead Missed. That's me. When I was a little boy, what's a boy supposed to do? The killer in me is the killer in you. My love. They Dead Missed. Joseph Mati. Yeah, I'm a little immature. I like to laugh. I like to have fun. It got 4.5 stars by the worst critic in England, but they didn't buy it. The killer in me is the killer in you. Smashing Pumpkins. Am I dating myself? Hey, Joe, you want to go out on a date? Am I dating myself? Yep. What can you do, folks? Oh, he's serenading us. He said Chardonnay. It's a Sauvignon of, from the garbage pail grapes of California that's been in a drought since the beginning of mankind. I handpick grapes from all over the world. I don't know the last time you took a trip to the southern vineyards of France, Mike. You're afraid to leave that fortress you're in over there in California. Now you're telling people you're going all over the world handpicking grapes for that piss water you're selling. $200 a bottle, $100. I'll tell you one thing, those labels, you got good production people, you got the money to throw at advertising, production labels. Those labels are beautiful on those bottles. But you could put a silk hat on a pig and it's still piss water. Forgive me. But he's got money to throw around. He starts his show off like a Mama Luke. Maybe I'm just jealous because I don't have any lighting or producers. I don't need editors. I could carry a show on my own, but maybe I'm a little jealous that I could give you guys a better production. And have videos to show and do commentary and all that. You got to be confident, folks, in everything that you do, and you can't get. I was censored. You can't, you can't get dejected or you know, lose your confidence when you're doing things. They shut me down a million times. So, stay confident. If you hang in there a little longer, you just, you can do it. You can hang in there. Don't ever let anybody tell you you can't do this, you can't do that. I was on life support for a year, supposed to be a vegetable. So, Michael McKee, Badass Jam. Yeah, Smashing Pumpkins. What about the other one? The world is a vampire. Boom, 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 boom. Told you the world's a vampire. So, on some musical notes there, you get it all here, folks. We have fun. Come in, jump in. The water's fine. The water's fine. Yeah, so Mike is selling all that stuff. And despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Someone would say, well, we like our music. We want to be entertained. Smells like Teen Spirit. Here we are now. Entertain us. And Contagious. So, man, Happy New Year to these good people. I'll tell you, believe that the year was going to be prosperous. Believe it first, Hey, Carmela says, buy my cruise. It's only 10K. Listen, folks, let me tell you something. Listen, Billy and Sally, I know you've been saving up some money for your children's college education. Listen, let them fend for themselves. Get that money out of the bank and come on a cruise to Cuba, and we're going to, then you could buy some cigars and I could sell you some wine while we're at it. Forget about Billy and Sally's college education. Mike, you know what you should do if you had any inkling of class? An inkling of any type of class. Yes, take the kids' college fund to go to college. Yeah, take the kids' college fund to go to Cuba. Here's a guy, got a big channel, been selling everything under the sun. Why don't you pick some random names? Yeah, Cuba, of all places. Those communistic. Mike, did you forget about the Cuban Missile Crisis with Fidel Castro? Did you forget about that? Now we got to give you $10,000 to go in that communistic country? Guy is swayed. That's a new word I'm using. He's swayed. Now, this is where I was going. My good people. A lot of Italians and people that are prosperous in a lot of different things, wise guys, have class. They give back. Very emotional, compassionate, wise guys with a heart. There's wise guys with hearts out there. You've made all this money off of YouTube and all your subscribers and viewers. Did you ever give a free giveaway to your a random giveaway to some of your people? No, he creates a church so he still doesn't have to pay taxes. Selling pizza out of vending machines or something, whatever the hell he's doing. Did you ever give anything back to the community? The homeless are getting closer to your fortress over there in California. Why don't you come off of some of those hundreds of millions and build a center over there? It'll be subsidized by the government in no time anyways. Did you ever give anything back, Mike? You're always like this, like a beggar. Yeah. The biggest beggar. I try to sell my book here or there, whatever. Not just because, money comes in handy. But if you want to be entertained about intimate details about that thing, That's the book to read. It's unlike any other book out there. You could say, "Oh, well, you're just trying to sell books." Yeah, I'm just trying to sell books. But if your people are watching these gangsters around the clock and doing all that would be a good add-on to add to your schema of thinking, and you might look at these things in a different perspective. Get all the juice from the buffet. But this guy doesn't give anything back. Joey Merlino gives back. They were giving jackets and turkeys and bikes. Where's your giveaway, Mike? Where's your giveaway? Where? Even the mouse on the freaking floor can't get the crumb that you want. You take the crumb before the mouse gets to it on the floor. Where's your giveaways? Nothing. All these years, nothing. You just want more, 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 more. It's the holiday season, Christmas and New Year's. You can't take a camera crew out into the streets and do something, do an act of kindness for somebody. Not even one act of kindness. He's got a cookbook, Lou Frate. He's got a cookbook. He's got a cookbook. I don't know. Am I ranting? Am I jealous? No. He's cooking up schemes, says Carmela Falco. Oh, yeah, he's cooking up schemes. Carmela, you should be my co-host over here. Where are you at? Get over here. Let's blow this channel up. Can you finance me a little bit too? I'll pay you back. Get some computer software, get some bells and whistles, and when my show starts, you'll think you were watching The Godfather. Oh well. Where are we going next? Where are we going next? I love the action. I love people, but I was raised, my mother, God rest her soul, and we were raised to try to help the underdog, and we didn't have a lot. Joey Big Time. Joey Big Time says, Sammy the Bull has a special 30-minute phone call for 400? For 400? What the heck is going on here? Hey, listen, I'll give you guys my phone number for $10. I'm doing it for free right here. I asked you might want to read a book or not. Well, that's all right. Oh, there's a thing there they showed me. Yeah. So there's these guys running around. Hey, listen, hey Jimmy, guess what? I just talked to Sammy the Bull Gravano for a half an hour. What? How'd you know his number, Johnny? Well, no. Well, I had to pay him $400. What? To talk for a half an hour? Holy cow! He's worse than the old freaking psychic hotlines. Gibberish. Holy cow! Well, it's just a YouTube and these guys. It's just at the end of the day, it's just a marketing platform. That's all it is. It's another racket. That's all these guys are. They've been running rackets. They've been around rackets since they're kids, and so this is YouTube, just another racket to make money, and that's their prerogative. They're making money. If people are stupid enough to fall for it, then that's their business. But 400 for 30 minutes with Sammy the Bull. Is it a live recording or is it just a pre-recorded story? But it's got to be live for 400. I know, Carmela. I know it's got to be live. Yeah. So we're over an hour now. I intended this to be just a quick thank you, Happy New Year, thank you, and everything. And I've been doing for 2 years. Michael McKee, my brother, was charged with RICO. He's doing 24 years for Stack 924 season in USP. P. Florence. I messaged Mike after he never responded. Sent another message 6 months later calling. Wow. Sorry about that, Mike McKee. Mike Francis wouldn't piss on anybody if they were on fire. He wouldn't piss on anybody if they were on fire, this guy. Total fraud. Yeah. Merlino was on at noon today. And an Italian, Giuliani, an Italian, come up with this RICO to screw the Italians. And that should be revised because you talk about BLM. Well, Italian lives matter too, or everybody's lives matters. But when you come up with statutes and precepts prescribed by the federal government to target certain people, their constitutional rights might be encroached upon. So I believe every word you say, Michael. I believe you don't need to show me anything. I believe it because that's just how he is. That's just how he is. I believe it. This is the truth serum here. But yeah, I mean, that's the guy don't care. He don't give anything back to his people. He don't go on the streets. He doesn't do giveaways. He doesn't do anything. You know. Thank you, Joey Big Time. Says, Joe and everyone, Happy New Year. Be safe and have a great day. Let's start off 2024. If there's things that are bothering us and things that giving us stress, let's try to approach them in a sensible manner. And if there's things that you have to do, you can get there. You know, we want to do these goals and accomplishments and we want it tomorrow. But if you could gain an inch today, gain a couple inches tomorrow, it all adds up. It all adds up. Then you look behind and says, man, I made up a lot of ground here. So we could talk about mobsters and gangsters and politics and everything else. We still have to have a quality of life for ourselves and for our loved ones. We still have to have that. That's what's more important. This is entertainment. But in the real world, boots hit the ground. We want to have prosperous and healthy lives. Good mental health, good physical health. This is only my third cigarette of the day. It's 11:30, so I would have smoked 10 by now. So I'm cutting down. Put the cigarette out right now. So let's just try to, if there's things that we can improve on or just to give us a higher quality of life. I talk smack about these wise guys. Yes. But Philly Bob, good to see you. Good morning. And but at the end of the day, I do try to spread love and compassion because I was given a second chance of being dead. You know, Mike says I wasn't asking for anything. Says I had to get to work. God bless you all, and happy 24 being success. Even Mike after the day, I wish bad on him. Then I'm nothing. Very wise words. We still have to maintain love and compassion because when you're aggravated and pissed off, you're the only one that feels that. The other person doesn't feel that. So it reduces, be bigger than them guys. And I have to demonstrate that myself because when you're pissed off, the other person doesn't feel it. You're lowering your vibe. You're lowering your energy. You're giving yourself an ulcer. You're doing all this. And what you're doing is you're shutting your vibe off, your frequency off to invite good, positive things into your world. We're not going to get into the matrix and quantum physics and all that stuff, but you're shutting yourself down while we're pissed off at these other people that don't feel it. Brush that off. We can speak on it and say, yeah, this is this and that. But at the end of the day, keep that vibe up. Draw these things into your world. You be the positive source. Boom. Chris Breeder says, I'm a miserable bastard. The laws of attraction is real. Like attracts like. Yeah. Carmela, you're gonna have to be my co-host. I'll behave. I'll behave. I'll behave. So my charge is running out. I don't have too much battery life left. But thanks for joining, Chris. I've covered a lot of stuff here. It's the end of the year video. And yeah, my extension is over there, but my thing is too hot. I don't have my technology is a little suspect here, but hour and 10 minutes I've been rocking and rolling. So and I appreciate everybody's support that comes. Thank you. Stay safe. Come back, Carmela. Come visit me. Go on Facebook and message me there, and we could talk out the particulars. Okay. So I appreciate everybody that comes in here, and we talk and we have fun, and we throw some things around. The stories are all right, but I like the community. Thank you for subscribing. I've done this for a couple of years. I've been censored, Chris, many times. I've been shut down, but I'm going to watch what I say from now on, and I'm just going to try to do what I do, put on a little show here, and have you people come in and talk. I mean, that's all. It's not a big mob production. I was around. My godfather was around, did a lot of work, and I try to show the more personal emotionality of being around this. It's just not a Hollywood movie like these guys, these big channels. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And I like peeling the layers back, put some thinking on it. It's a soap opera, no kidding. The mob soap opera, mob tube soap opera. But if it's what people want, I'll try to do what I can do to be informative and or entertaining and a little immature at times too. But if you can't laugh, then you shouldn't be watching this channel, because we like to laugh too, and we want to spread some love and compassion, No, my godfather did a lot of work for the Colombo family and some other families. And I'm from Brooklyn originally, and my father's from Brooklyn. And that's that. So, yeah, I try to give it I'm not monetized. I don't make any money or anything. I get on here. I try to shed some light on things, be a little entertaining, be a little informative, laugh, give some inspiration to people that are struggling. And at the end of the day, I want people to rise up and have a higher quality of life. This is entertainment, but I'm for the underdogs. I'm for the underdogs that are struggling. And we want to rise up. I was dead. I came back to life, and I do have to integrate that to, share some love and compassion and goodwill. People are struggling with many different things, a lot of maladaptive behaviors and different things that are crushing and ruining people. So, if somebody comes in here and they're depressed, they're trying to fight back, well, I want to lend a little hope, little encouragement. The world will beat the crap out of you, but you can come back. You can come back. So, thank you, Chris Breeder, Philly Bob, Carmela Falco, Michael McKee. Stay strong, my man. Mario Mendez, been here a long time. Joey, big time. You guys helped me out a lot to keep the show going. Who else was in here? I don't want to miss anybody. Please, for Dapper the Rapper, been Arian Brossman, Tommy Stiggs Social Club, even Mikey Scars come in for a while. How do you like that one? Even Mikey Scars come in for a visit. Thank you, Mikey. I'd like to have a cup of coffee with you and not talk about mob stories. Just talk about life in general. That's all. Any of you folks. So stay strong. 2024, set them goals or aspirations. If you get there, try your best, Thank you. And football today. So I got one parlay going. So we'll see what happens there. Small, $20 parlay. Not like, whatever. I'm looking to make $60. So, all right. So buy the book. They Dead Myth. Amazon Books. All right, folks. God bless you all. Stay strong. And remember, be the kings and queens of your world. Don't ever give up because you are from divine energy and from divine core creatures. Did I say that right? You're all from a divine spark. So let's rise up and be the kings and queens. Think better, make better decisions, and little more love and compassion. I got to demonstrate it because, boy, I get aggravated, pissed off. I got to catch myself. I didn't get a second chance at life to just be an a-hole and be so judgmental because somebody doesn't think like me or whatever. No, everybody's different. So I got to do better. At 60 years old, I still got to learn. I got to do better. I should have already had this down packed years ago, but that's life. Thank you. I'll be coming in next week. I want to talk about this old-time lawyer that was around back then. So I'm going to do it. They told me not to do it, but I'm going to do it anyways. Old mafia lawyer. So I'm going to do it anyways. So that's it. I got to have content. So thank you, folks. Happy New Year. And I'll be back soon. I appreciate your comments and your support in here. So thank you. And hit the like button. I guess that's important for my algorithm. The like button. Thank you, folks.